We're underneath the Datsun. Like I was talking about last time, I've got the drive shaft here. It's not bolted in, it is loosely in place there. Now, a couple things I want to point out. So this, like I said before, this is an R200 rear diff in this car. Confirm that it does have the LSD, limited slip diff. When you turn the one side there, the other side spins the same direction. If it didn't have the limited slip, it should spin the opposite way. This end is just loosely in there. It's literally only one bolt kind of holding it in there, and that bolt was seized up in there, so I just used it to position it. Now, because that's the R200 diff, there's a lot of different information online about the driver's side axle shaft, and I get confused and conflicted based on what I'm reading. Some people say it fits fine, some people say it's too long, it'll bind up. Other people say if you have the adjustable control arms, you can just adjust a little bit out to make it work for you. Well, as you can see here, I have the adjustable control arms. Now, where I'm confused by that is that's going to turn your wheel inward at the top by pushing the wheel outward at the bottom. You're going to screw up your alignments here. I do not have adjustability at the top of the strut back here, so I'm not sure if that's going to be the answer I'm looking for. The other thing I'm kind of confused by is you can see this thing. Now, this is at full droop. I've got the jack underneath this controller, but I've not jacked it up yet. But that drive shaft is sitting right on my nice red sway bar there. So I thought maybe I had the wrong links on the back here, but maybe they're too long. I brought some home from work today. They are slightly shorter, but we're talking less than 1/4 of an inch. So not much that's going to make that much of a difference, I don't think. So I don't think that's the problem. So maybe that's just the way they sit when the cars are jacked up. I don't know yet. Like I said, still learning about these cars. But I'm going to try to jack this up, and I'm going to see, because I did, when I got this axle shaft put in there, it was pretty much at full compression, but you can see that there is some gap in there. So this might work for us. It's hard to tell, but I do not want any binding up. I've already talked to my brother Dan, who, for those that don't know, is a guy over at Dan's Custom Projects. I'll try to include a link to some of his videos. He's my welder first, my brother second, as I like to joke about. But he's an awesome machinist, welder, fabricator, has a very fast Ford Ranger pickup truck himself, much faster than anything I'm ever going to own. And I'll include a link to some of his stuff down here as well, so you can check out his videos as well and see his talent. But other thing I was to mention here, I found out, according to one of the store websites, I forget which one it is right now, that apparently these aluminum drums were stock on these cars. So that's kind of cool that I've still got some of them. I thought they might be an aftermarket upgrade, but if that's true or not, haven't really said, but that's what I've read on the internet, so you know, it must be true. But I'm going to try jacking up this. I want to see if that binds up at all as I'm jacking up, and hopefully I don't do anything here, but jack that up slowly and see what we... Still, the jack stand there, yeah, looks like it's still secure that way, making sure it doesn't gonna fall off the jacks, the stands I should say. Now, as I'm jacking it up though, it's still sitting on that sway bar. Now, what I noticed though, I'm getting more gap here. Let's see if I can, so I've got some room to play there, so I don't think that's going to be an issue of binding up. I said, I'm thinking I'm okay. I was quite worried that that was going to be an issue, but I'm saying here, I got room to spare, and I'm not, now my only concern is that I'm sitting on that sway bar still. So, but, yeah, I don't think that's an issue. And like I said, it's possibly because I have those adjustable control arms. Maybe they're a little bit longer than stock. I don't know. I haven't compared them. Like I said, they were on the car when I got the car. So we'll have to, like I said, do some more on it. But I'm going to jack this up a little bit more. I'm going to see if that comes off the sway bar when I kind of get it up to proper height. So I'm going to shut this off and jack it up for a little bit here. 1 second. All right, so here's what I found. So this is jacked up as much as it'll go. Starting lifting off the, I don't know if you can see it back there. Started lifting off the jack stand. So that spring is compressed as much as it will go. So we got this pretty much kind of set at ride, what the ride height would be. Now, what I found though, is if I put that in like that, kind of line up the bolt holes, roughly how it's going to be mocked up. She's not touching there anymore. It's a little bit tighter than I would like. So, now what I don't like though, and I got to figure out why, is it's not seating in there. So it looks like there's, like I said, I don't know how exactly these are working, but we're going to take that. So it looks like it's pushed against that nut in there. So I don't know if there's something I'm missing on that end, inside that shaft there. That's supposed to go over the top of that nut, if that nut's not maybe tightened down all the way. I'm trying to see the other side. I can't see if that one's sticking out the same amount, but either that or we're going to need longer bolts in there. So, but like I said last time, I was promised I would do an update on the drive shaft situation. And this was the side I was concerned about when it comes to proper fitment with that R200 Diff in there. So I don't think I'm going to have a problem with this. Like I said, hopefully this helps out there, because like I said, there's a lot of information out there that is confusing. There's no straight answer from what I can see. I've found one guy online who took his shafts apart, put them on a lathe, milled them down 1/2 inch. Did talk to my brother Dan about doing the same thing for me today, if that was necessary. And of course, as always, he was happy to help me out. But I don't think that's going to be necessary, just based on what we're seeing here now. So if that changes, I will definitely let you know. But so far, I think we're okay with what we got right now, which is a win.